Hello my beautiful earthy souls, welcome to my channel. This is Ocean Jasper. I am an intuitive tarot reader and today we're going to find out what is your person dying to tell you. So we have three groups that you can choose from. We have the Green Man in group number 1 with the pine cone. Then we have the She of the Woods in group number 2 with the petrified wood. And finally, we have the Oak Guardian in group number 3 with some Alder Catkins. You can take as much time as you like in order to make your choice. You can even pause the video here. You're not obliged to pick only one group. You can even pick multiple ones if that's what your gut feelings are telling you. Always follow your intuition, take whatever feels right, and leave the rest. Remember, this is a general reading, therefore may or may not resonate entirely with all of you, but I am here available for any private reading if you'd like to request one, and you can find the email in the info box below, so you can contact me there and I'll give you all the information and prices, etc. So I really hope you're going to enjoy this video, and if you do, don't forget to put a thumbs up, leave a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't done it yet, and if you enjoy the vibe of this channel. I hope to see you at the beginning of your reading. Hello my beauties, welcome to your reading if you have chosen pile number 1 with the Green Man. So what you're seeing here is a spread made with oracle cards, tarot cards, as well as rune symbols and OM symbols. So I have been studying and meditating on the energy of your reading for a while now, and I'm super ready to share the messages that come out from it, which are super exciting. I would like to start with the Hazel in reverse, the Fir Club Moss, and the Hawthorn, which hold the heaviest messages, and from there we can go towards all the other ones which are super positive. I feel that these cards are connected to the past, so your person is saying that is acknowledging the fact that possibly in the past a really difficult experience happened. Indeed, the Fir Club Moss could suggest about an abortion, which could be a physical, literal abortion of a pregnant woman, or it could be the abortion of a project that you really cared about and you put a lot of time, effort and energy and dedication, and eventually you had to see it flash down the toilet, thrown out of the window, and so it caused a lot of sadness and depression probably, and it made you having the tendency to keep to yourself with this Hazel in reverse, to protect yourself from the outer world, not to share your emotion with others, not to speak much about how you are feeling, and it possibly put you in a position in which you didn't even want to have joyful experiences anymore. You were restraining yourself a lot with the Hawthorn, and you were, yes, giving more time and energy to your mental activity rather than your physical one. So possibly you also might have felt not ready to indulge in any physical pleasure, whether it could be like drinking, partying, or having sex, or enjoying physical touch from your partner or from whoever else that you are close with. So there's a lot of restraint, not wanting to go on holidays and just keeping busy not to feel, okay? So there's a lot of bottling up emotions. So that's where we are coming from, and your person is absolutely dying to tell you that things can change from now on. There is transform here. And it says emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. So that's exactly what I was trying to describe. You have kept yourself inside a cocoon to protect yourself from negative experiences, because you just felt like you couldn't handle anything happening to you anymore. Okay, you couldn't handle any sorrow anymore, because you've just been crying all of your tears already. But your person is so excited to tell you that it's time for a new beginning here. And it says, don't let me read this. Don't be afraid to start small. Okay, so your person is extremely optimistic here, and she or he is trying to tell you that this is a new phase of fertility. And I can see this both from the mandrake card and from the willow symbols. Both of them talk about fertility. So whether you literally were looking for a child, having a child, or you were looking to start a new business, or you were growing financially and having lots of dreams, and then they've been taken away from you. Now your person is saying it's time to work on it again, because this is a fertile time. We are sitting on fertile ground, and it's just the right time for us. I feel that for some of you, your person might be saying, I've gone through I went to some exams, I went to the gynecologist, and they've been telling me that we can have kids. Okay, there's no problem there. We just need to be patient, like the trout lily is saying to us, and we just keep maintaining our ritual. And obviously, you know what I mean by ritual, and everything will just come at the right time. Like the baobab is saying, you will get what you need whenever you need it. So you just need to trust the universe that whatever you need, it will come at the right time to you. There's no need to rush. There's no need to force things to make them happen. Imagine you really need to embrace the green man energy. This is what your person is trying to tell you, is dying to tell you. Let's just go with the flow. Let's just let nature do its own course, because nature doesn't force a flower to blossom. It just give it time. So that's exactly what you need. You don't need any surgery, you don't need to adopt. You just need to let the time do its own course. Okay, I know that this is a very specific scenario, so it might not resonate with a lot of you, but I'm sure that there's somebody out there that was just dying to receive this news, and I'm so excited for you. And for everybody else that were not looking for a baby, we are talking about new beginnings, which can apply to any area of your life. Okay, so this could be somebody that is telling you, I'm sorry, I wasn't open in the past. My heart wasn't open. I was keeping to myself. I was not ready to share my heart with anybody else, my life with anybody else. I've gone through too much sorrow, and so I kept myself closed in a shell, but now I am changing and I'm finally ready for a new beginning. This is a fertile ground for us to get to know each other more, to connect more deeply, and to have dreams for the future and see what opportunities are awaiting for us. Okay, there's a beautiful sentence here saying, I'm fur like a fern, even without warm sunlight. Okay, so this is such an optimistic message. Your person is saying, even if the external condition doesn't seem optimal or ideal, we still have the right tools to make this happen. We don't need help from the outer world. We can start this transformation inside of us, inside of ourselves. And then we have the Gryphon, be brave and fly above the cloud. And the she of the mossy bear says, not all things are as they seem. Trust your intuition. So your person is really trying to tell you that things are not as bad as they seem, and that you can fly even just with your imagination and start feeling much happier about your life, even just by raising your vibration and concentrating on the manifestation that you want to receive, rather than concentrating on the conditions that are here in the present moment, which are not so fulfilling. And we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which suggests that things have been moving very slowly lately, but there is, right next to that card, there is the trout lily with the patient message. So your person is trying to say, yes, we have going through a delay, but it shouldn't be the end of our journey. It's just a delay. Things will happen, but later on. Okay, there is a star as well, which is one of the most optimistic cards of the entire deck. It speaks about dreams. It speaks about being really hopeful. There is hope, trust, and dreams in this card, as well as a really intimate connection. So your person is going to tell you how intimate they feel with you and how they really have dreams to share with you. They really would like to make something happen with you. They really focus upon the future, what it could happen. There is so much direction in the tear symbol, in the tear rune symbol, and also we have the notice, which speak about needs. And I can see that these two runes together are speaking about there is a need to make a decision right now. We have to make a decision. We have to start making plans. Look at this Seven of Cups. You speak about that excitement that you have when a new door finally opens, and you have so many options in front of you and you have to decide, but all of them are possible to transform into reality. So it's just that exhilarating moment in which you know that whatever you want to attract, you're going to attract it. You just have to choose the path that you want to make. Just the same feeling as when a couple is finally having a baby, and obviously the basic things are covered. He's gonna have a room for himself, he's gonna have a cot, he's gonna have whatever, but then there is all the imagination that you impart. Okay, what color are we gonna paint the walls, what furniture are we gonna get, what style the room is gonna be like, what education are we going to give to this child, what nutrition, what is going to be our style of parenting. I know that I'm all focusing on to that right now, and you'll probably be bored now if this is not your scenario, but you know that you get the gist. So that is just an example. It could be anything else. It's just like when, for example, you get a whole bunch of money and they're telling you you can do whatever you want with it. You can travel the world. So you just have so many options. You could go to South America, you could go to Alaska, you could go to Japan. No, you just have to plan your journey. So your person is super excited, is dying to tell you that you have all the options that you possibly want. There's no need to constrict yourself into those four walls of sadness anymore, four walls of protection. We can finally get out of the cocoon. There are opportunities are out there for us. Okay, we just need to start slowly, but the dreams are on the other side of this corner. We just need to start walking. Okay, and the idea to maintain a ritual in order to obtain whatever you want is so important, and it just gives you the right motivation. It creates an organized mind. It just it makes you feel like you have a really specific direction rather than going too much with the flow, because then you're gonna be a victim of the outer circumstances and you're just gonna go wherever people are pulling you in. Instead, if you have a ritual, you're so much more grounded and stable and you know where you're going. Okay, just like a simple ritual like waking up early in the morning and writing down a gratitude list and a wish list and a to-do list, things like that. Okay, so this is everything I have here. Let me know, guys, if it has resonated with you. I'd love to hear from you, and write down in the comments below. Let me know if this has resonated, and if you'd like to get more in depth with your specific situation, don't hesitate and send me an email and we can book a private reading. You can obviously ask me all the questions that you want about private readings. I'm going to give you all the information, prices, type of payment, etc. And if you like to, if you feel generous today, you can click the thanks button down below. There's also a PayPal donate button if you'd like to use that way, but don't feel obliged, absolutely. And thank you immensely for watching up until now, and obviously don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like this reading, and to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye bye guys, much love. Hello my beauties, welcome to your reading if you have chosen the She of the Woods in group number 2 with the Petrified Wood. So what you're seeing here is a spread made with oracle cards, tarot cards, as well as rune symbols and Owen symbols, which I have all drawn outside of camera while I was meditating on your group. And I've been studying them for a while to understand what is the message that comes out clearly. What is it that your person is dying to tell you? So before we're gonna go there, I'd like to start with an introduction of the past energies, so you will know whether this is actually the right reading for you or not. So I have been picking up the energy from this reading that for the majority of you, you guys might have gone through some really hard times together, whether it was your personal life or their personal life, or the two of you together as in a couple or relationship of any sort. You have gone through some tough time. You have had to fight a lot in order not to be crushed. You've had to protect yourself a lot. You've had to stand up for yourself. Possibly you've met a lot of obstacles as well. Again, whether it's your personal life or their personal life, you will be able to adjust to your specific situation. It could be as well that as a couple you have found some obstacles. It could be that you had some specific dreams that had been broken or really difficult to reach because of the external conditions. So for some of you, it could be that the world seemed to conspire against you and not allowing you to achieve your goals together. And for another part of you, it could be that you actually had physical people against you. Maybe they didn't like you two being together, or maybe they were against one of you in particular. Sorry, the light, I'm in Ireland and it will just keep going on and off, but I'll try to do my best to adjust the light. And so without any further interruption, I can see that your person is understanding why you would want to keep safe. Why would you want to hide yourself away? With this banyan in reverse, you will want to stay cozy in a cocoon and just hide from the world. But your person is here dying to tell you that there's no need to fight anymore, that the obstacles are gone, or at least they have come to show you that there is a different way to face them. So with the sugar maple, they have understood that if you guys are going to be versatile, if you're going to be flexible, if you're going to adapt yourself to these current conditions, you will still be able to achieve your goals and your desires without having to sacrifice too much. So it could be as well that you guys have had a fight between the two of you, that were not able to understand each other. Maybe you were crushing one another and saying awful things to each other. And so in that case, your person is dying to ask you for forgiveness and apologize for crushing you, because they didn't really mean what they had to say, what they told you. It could be as well that for some of you, one person of this connection was going through some health issues. Okay, with the Bethany, I can see that there could have been some health issues, and your person is actually dying to tell you that either they have finally gained health again, they're finally feeling amazing about themselves in their emotional body, spiritual body, physical body. They're feeling great again. They've been able to heal their wounds, because this is a card about healing their wounds. And it could be that they are dying to tell you, I understood why I had gone through so much difficult times with my physical body, why my health has been attacked so much. I understand why it happened, and I know what direction to take now. I know what to do, because indeed we have the fir here from the Owen symbols, and then we have the holly. We also have the Ansus from the runes, and the Uras. If I'm pronouncing it right, let me check. Yeah, I think you can say Urus or Urus. So your person is going to tell you that they have found strength, they have found knowledge, they have found the balance and order, and especially they have now a clear vision of what's going to happen in the future. They can see far ahead. They know what they can do in order to achieve what you guys want to do. Or it could be for lots of different scenarios. For example, if it's about their health, they are dying to tell you, I finally have found my medicine, I know how to fix my health issue. Or if they were depressed, they are coming to say, oh my god, I tried a new technique, I tried the emotional freedom technique, for example, like the EFT, and it helped so much with anxiety and depression. I'm feeling so much better now. I have found a solution. Or if you guys were going for a trip, and then somebody stole your credit card, and so you were stuck in a rut, you couldn't really move from your house anymore, they have dying to tell you, I found a solution. They have reimbursed our ticket or whatever, the damage of the event has been fixed, so we can go for our journey again. So they come to tell you as well with the wheat card upright, we don't have to work so hard anymore, we don't have to sweat so much anymore, we don't have to fight so much anymore. We can just sit and harvest the seed of our efforts. It's time for us to receive from life instead of just giving and giving and giving and feeling exhausted about it. It's time for us to receive the pleasure of life. It's time to harvest. We don't have to fight anymore. So even in the case you guys were going through some difficult time between the two of you, as in you were fighting non-stop, your person is going to tell you, I know why, I know what was the problem. Maybe something about the communication style, or maybe something about old wounds that finally had come to surface, and he had understood, or she had understood why they were being so defensive about it. Okay, so in a way or in another, your person is just so dying to tell you that phase is over. Look at this, we have the sage, and possibly all of you knows what is a sage being used for. We use it to remove negative energy from a room, from an environment, from a house, from a situation. So your person is going to tell you, we can finally purify all the negative stuff that happened to us in the past and rebuild our future here with the cattail. So your person can't wait to start a new phase of your life, and can't wait to finally be at peace with you, with the She of the Woods. They want this connection to be as it used to be in the past, and even better. Okay, so they're definitely seeing the whole situation from a very different perspective, much wiser perspective. They've been spending so many hours awake at night, because we have the Photo Swords in reverse, and the night as well, that says find comfort in the night, where the world switches off and the stars burn bright. So your person is just spending so much time awake at night thinking about a solution, thinking how you can move forward, and it has found a solution. Okay, and this person can't wait for you to feel safe again, for you to feel like the storm is over. We have the forest sister there that says the moon shines brightest after the storm. So they actually feel like things can be even better than they used to be before this storm, because finally you guys understand each other a lot more, have gone through struggles together, have overcome difficulties together, and that can only make this connection even stronger. And they can't wait for you to be lighthearted again, to be silly, to be joyful again with this Nom of the Mushroom button. They are seeking silliness and joy with you, because that is what is making them feel happy. The thing that is motivating them to keep going through this problem solving of this situation is remembering the smile on your face when you guys were fine, when you didn't have any problems. And so that is what has been motivating them, that has been their fuel, so they can't wait to see that smile on your face again. I'm really sorry for the light that keeps going. You can't understand how crazy the weather is here. There's just no constancy, no guarantee that the sun is gonna stay there for longer than a minute. So anyway, I really feel like your person is super optimistic about what you guys have to learn together. And they are absolutely optimistic about the fact that there is a solution, there is a way out, and you don't have to stay stuck where you are right now, even if it could seem to be the safest thing to do, to remain where you are. They are trying to tell you it's an illusion. We actually have to come out of here and keep building ourselves and growing and developing, because if we stay where we are, we're not going to grow. Okay, so we have to be strong and brave and feel like we can overcome anything together. So for example, as well, I have this scenario that if you have some family members that are against this connection, and you might feel like actually the best thing to do, the safest thing to do, is to please them and not be with your partner just because they don't like it. And so you're like, I need the support of my family, so whatever makes them not run away from me, whatever makes them not pushing me away from the family, I want to please them. And your person is here dying to tell you, can you not do that? Can you not realize that they don't really want the best for you if they're trying to cut your wings in this way, if they're not really listening to your needs? So it seems to be an illusion. It's an illusion that you're safer with them next to you, because they don't really want the best for you. You have to cut ties with them. You will be safer without them. This is a really strong scenario that came, as well as another scenario that popped in my mind is about the two of you thinking maybe the safer thing to do is not be together, because when we are together there's too many obstacles and we could get hurt because there's too many wounds from the past that hasn't been healed, or one of you still has some health issues or mental issues or emotional issues that hasn't been fixed just yet. And so for the sake of being safe, you're not together. And so your person is really dying to tell you the safest thing to do is to be together, is to follow our heart, because we will be able to overcome anything together. All these obstacles are nothing. This is what we were meant to do. This is the actual work that we were meant to do on this earth, to learn how to interact with others, to learn how to open up our heart, and to learn how not to give in to fear. Okay, is not to simply survive and keep safe. That is not the reason why we are alive. We are alive to live, okay, and to love and to connect with each other. So let's stop all this nonsense of protecting ourselves to not get hurt. Okay, so that is another really strong scenario. And I feel that your person really care about you, really has no intention to hurt you. And if there is some conflict, if there is some difficulties between the two of you, they know that you can always learn from it, that there's always a reason why it comes up, and that if you reflect upon it, if you really sit with yourself. You will find the wisdom in the knowledge inside of you, and you will receive messages from above with these answers, and you will know how to overcome it. Okay, and that's the whole point of it, to keep solving these problems but together. Okay, so they're really promising you, they're trying to tell you that there is a whole era of abundance just waiting for the two of you, and that you are meant to be together, you're meant to be connected, and that you are going to be in peace, the two of you. Okay, so whether there's any problems from the outer world, whether there is people against you, whether the world seems to be against you, they are here trying to tell you we can do this. Okay, nothing and nobody will break us. What a beautiful reading. I wish I received that for myself. So I really hope this has resonated with you. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll answer to each one of your comments as soon as I see them. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and also hit the notification bell down below if you want to be notified anytime that I publish a new video. Also remember, I'm always here available for private readings if you ever decide to receive one for yourself. So just hit me an email and I'll share all the information with you, and from then you can decide whether you want it or not. And if you feel generous, there is a PayPal button that you can click on to send a couple of euros, or even the thanks button underneath the video. So thanks so much again for listening up until now, and I wish you the very best with this connection, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Big hugs to you now. Bye bye. Hello my dear, welcome to your reading if you have chosen the Oak Guardian in group number 3 with the Alder Catkins. So what you're seeing here is a spread made with oracle cards, tarot cards, as well as rune symbols and Om symbols. So I have been drawing them outside of the camera, meditating on your group, and then I've been studying them for a while to try and understand what is the message coming out of them, what is your person trying to tell you. It doesn't have to be a romantic situation, can be a friend, a boss, a relative, somebody that has given you a hint, for example, that they really wanted to talk to you about something, or somebody that you know you're going to see very soon and you haven't heard in a while, or really doesn't matter the specific situation, the person that you have in mind has all of these things to tell you and cannot wait. Indeed, they are really wonderful news. To understand whether this is the right reading for you or not, to understand whether you picked right or not, I'd like to start by showing you, by tapping on the energy of the recent past. So if they resonate with you, then you will know that this is the right reading for you. What I've been able to observe by this reading is that in the recent past, you might have gone through some deep rejection, especially around some of your passions. Let me explain better. So you could have, for example, worked a lot on a book for months and months and months, possibly even years, and eventually you have gotten rejected by any publishing company. And so that has been basically crushing your dream. Or you have been studying and getting a degree because you had in mind this specific job, and unfortunately you have not been accepted in that particular job. So I can see that is definitely related to a dream of yours, and possibly a dream that you had as a child as well. Also, doesn't have to be necessarily direct rejection from the company that you wanted to interact with or collaborate with. It could be as well that you've been surrounded by people that were not supporting you, like family and friends, just cautioning you about the danger of the path that you were about to embark, rather than encouraging you. They were trying to manipulate you, making you think how bad of an idea it was, to the point that eventually you have got disheartened and you decided not to put much energy and effort in it anymore. and you eventually slowly have forgotten what is your origin. You have forgotten where do you come from, and what is your sole purpose on this life, because you've gotten so disencouraged by the people around you and you really believed their advice at the time, and possibly you still do. And that is the reason why you have decided to follow their lead. And now, you can keep listening ahead if all of this has resonated with you. And this person, whoever this person might be, is dying to tell you that your wish can finally become true. So the oak garden itself is this little cute funny guy that is standing in front of the oak tree, deciding very how do you say, very fussily, I would say, who has granted access and who has not. So this person, this little oak garden, is very, very picky about who can come in and who cannot. And your person is trying to tell you that finally the door is open for you. And this is all a metaphor simply to tell you, the universe wanted to tell you that it is the right time. Finally, this is the right time. You come through enough rejection and challenges and difficulties, and they all had a purpose, they all had a meaning, because you needed to learn certain specific lessons, something like patience, compassion, something like humble, how do you say, being humble. So you name it. And finally, universe has decided that this is the right time for you to finally embark upon that journey and achieve your special dream. Now, we have the silver birch as well that speak about finally being able to let all of your worries float away from the tree, just like the little leaves falling from the birch. Okay, whatever worry that you had associated with your dream, whatever cautions that people had installed in your brain, you can finally let it go, because they're not so important anymore. There's no need to be worried anymore. We have the European beech, which in reverse, which tells you it's time to start saving up whatever you've been working on. So if you, for example, are a painter and never ever in your life have a moment in which you want to burn all of your paintings, so this card really warns you about not wasting whatever you have created up until now. So if you've been writing a book, if you've been writing lots of notes or painting or building something, or if you have a degree that you have not used because you thought that it wasn't the right path for you, just bringing back up to surface and how would you say, try to refresh all of those information, all of that knowledge that you gain, and because it is going to be time to finally benefit from all of that knowledge again, or from all of those products that you built up until now that you created. This is the time to use them. And we have the card present as well that says journey into the garden to, what do they say, to escape the two eternities, the past and the future. So really they are saying that it's there's no better time than now. Your dreams are gonna happen now, so you don't have to dwell so much anymore about the lost opportunities in the past, and you don't have to act as if these things are gonna happen way far away in the future. It's going to happen now. And you might wonder, but why now? What did change that is going to make it happen now? What does my person know that I don't know? And so the answers stay in the flaxseed card, because the flaxseed card is about communication. And so the message of this card in this reading is that your person found himself or herself meeting the right person at the right time. So if you, for example, were to believe that if lots of people around you make you believe that you will never have the right condition for your dream to become true, because, for example, let's say you want to buy a land and you don't have the requisite to in order to buy that land in that specific country, because the legislation is really complicated, the bureaucracy, it's really hard to get around, and everybody said no, if you're not local, for example, you cannot get a land, and so your dream just had to be flushed down the toilet in your head. But your person here, whoever that is telling you, don't listen to any of them, because they did find the right person for you that has a land for you. Okay, that is just an example. It could be anything. It could be as well you wanted to buy a shop so that you could sell veggies and fruit and flowers, because I see that from the silver birch as well. It's a card that may speak about wanting to grow your own veggies and fruits and herbs. And then we have the Lady of the Lost that speak about give to others, treasure life and all its magic. So when I was tapping on the energy of this reading, I really envisioned somebody that wants to connect with nature and then allow others to connect with it as well, and want to spread magic to others and not to keep it just for themselves. And so I really envision somebody that, for example, want to be a herbalist, so they want to have a health food store or a veggie store, and so that you can allow an exchange with other people and teach them how to be in touch with nature, and how to detox their life and be healthier and happier. It's just an example, obviously, but here I'm saying, for example, you wanted so badly to buy this shop, but there is a crisis in your area, and so everybody was saying to you, it's impossible, you will never find an affordable price for your shop, just forget about it. And your person inside is here telling you, is dying to tell you, I did find the right shop for you. And it's gonna happen now. You don't have to wait 10-20 years. It's gonna happen now. Oh my god, I'm so excited for you already. And obviously it doesn't mean that you have to forget about all of the bureaucracy part. You have to still be careful about scamming. You have to still keep your eyes open and be very clever in your journey, but at the same time don't kill the dreamer inside of you. Okay, so we have origins, remember your roots, and that's why I was speaking before about coming back to yourself. Don't allow anybody around you to make you detach from who you were supposed to be all along this time. So finally, this is the alarm bell that is ringing for you to be like, this is the time you can be yourself, you can go back to your origins, your wish is granted. Make a wish with a dandelion in the wind. All these cards, there is dream here as well, are saying that there is nothing stopping you from achieving your goals and your dreams. We also have the wild god. That's why as well I had that vision of somebody that wanted to interact with nature, because it says go to the woods, to moss, to mud, to magic. Okay, so it reminds me of somebody that their dream is to go into the woods, spend lots of time there, and foraging herbs and wild plants, and then maybe turning them into tinctures and natural medicine to share with others. Okay. So, what else? Did I forget anything? Yes, we do have the two Ogham symbols. So one is blackthorn we have here, and then here we have reed. The reed message is that order can raise from chaos, and the blackthorn is funnily very similar, because it speaks about opportunities that raise from chaos, or that raise from difficult times. So it's only through a really tough winter that you can finally meet the most ripping berries, for example. So that is the message they're dying to tell you, that even though you've gone through a lot of difficulties and a lot of rejection, and there has been a lot of chaotic information, and things seems like they were not going into the right direction for you, they are dying to tell you that everything you've gone through up until now had a meaning, and it was simply directing you to where you are now. Okay, and then we have the runes as well, and we have Wunjo and Odin. So the Wunjo is a beautiful positive rune because it speaks about friendship, it speaks about hope, wishful thinking, happiness, joy. And then the Odin is something that is not yet defined, and so it really makes me feel of the bright future that you have ahead of you, and that like a blank page that you can decide what color to paint on is totally up to you what you're going to turn this canvas into. So again, it just shows that you have free will, and that you have the ability of creating, manifesting your reality, just like the magician, which I haven't mentioned just yet. But the magician has all the tools. Indeed, you're not probably not able to see here, but the magician has the wands, the swords, has the hearts, has the what's the other one, pentacles. All of the suits are represented in this card, just to say that the magician has all the tools that they need in order to manifest the reality of their wishes. Okay, so this is actually literally the power that you have in your hand. Literally visualize your future, and you're gonna be able to see it in the next while. You just need to fully believe it. Okay, and then we have the ivy in reverse. It's a very interesting concept because it speaks about the double facet of the ivy. On one hand, we can look at the ivy thinking how romantic it looks, how beautiful. It just turned a building into looking quite magical and fairy. And on the other hand, we think about the destructive energy of the ivy that can wrap things around and can destroy the walls from the inside. Right, so these both energies, constructive and creative and destructive, exist in all of us, and the message from this card is that if you learn how to embrace both of those energies, you are going to be able to achieve your goals and get whatever you want. Okay, and it just makes me remember about those cautioning words that you might have heard from all the people around you, saying, for example, that you want to be a herbalist, and your people were saying, oh, but the tinctures could be poisoning if given to the wrong person, and so you better never do that or you're gonna get into trouble. And so this card is telling you to simply embrace the fact that anything with the wrong dosage can be poisonous. And so the secret is about how you're going to communicate the right instructions. As simple as that. Okay, so eventually, if you have given all the communication that was needed, it's not going to be your responsibility if people are going to poison themselves because they have not read the instructions. They were clearly there. The same as with normal pharmaceutical medicine. Okay, if you abuse of it, it's gonna damage you. The same with food. If you eat too many mushrooms or too many berries, you're gonna start feeling sick. So it's a card that reminds you that nothing is ever not going to have that destructive energy. It's in everything. You just need to learn how to embrace it, because you're never gonna be able to find a path that doesn't have that risk. That risk is it's I don't know the word, but it's just gonna be in everything. So it's the best thing you can do is to embrace it starting from now. And that's everything I have for you today. I really hope the reading has been resonating with you and that has making you feeling joyful. Let me know in the comments below if it did. And obviously I'm always here if you'd like to go more in depth into your reality, if you want to receive a private reading. So just contact me. There is the email in the info box below, and I'll provide you with all the information needed, prices and etc. about the readings. And if you feel generous, you can click the donate button or the thanks button underneath this video, but you don't have to obviously. And I would appreciate immensely though if you would click a like onto underneath this video if you liked it, and if you would subscribe if you'd like to receive more of these videos. You can also click the notification button if you'd like to be notified anytime that I publish a new video. That's everything. Thanks so much for listening up until now, and I hope to see you again in the next video. And I wish you best of luck with all of your future events. Bye bye now.